In this video, I'm going to walk you through the tool builder for the AI agents in FlowGent. So when you head over to an agent and you create a new agent or edit an existing one, you will find the tools section over here. Now, the tools section is a very powerful feature in FlowGent that allows you to build multi-step tools that the agent can call in the conversation. And when you open up the Flow editor for the first time, you're greeted with two of these little notes already being here. Now, I'll explain what each of these do in a little bit, but those are always standard there and you cannot delete them. They are a vital part of the entire flow. So at the top, you can set a name. So in this example, what I will build for you is a notify a human tool that gives the agent the ability to notify a human. In this case, that will probably be you or someone from your team. Now, I'll build it step by step and I will notify both on email and on Slack. This way, we can see how the multiple steps work together. Now, giving the tool a name, you have to be keeping in mind that there are some constraints. This works, but there cannot be any spaces as of the time of this recording. And then you can give it a description so the agent knows when to use this tool or what it does. I'll tell you a little bit more about tool descriptions later as to how you can mention tools inside of your instructions. All right, now getting into the actual flow building, we can add different steps. So when you click on new step, you're greeted with all of the available integrations. And depending on the time you're watching this, there might even be more. Now, if you're missing any sort of tool you would like to see integrated, be sure to let us know by clicking on the bot icon on the bottom right and basically telling our AI agent you're missing an integration, and it will actually notify a human. The same tool we're building right now, very similar. We have it as well, and it will use it to notify us that you want an additional integration built. Now, looking at the steps, like I said, we're going to have notify a human. So under helper tools, we have one that says send email notification. And this will actually send an email notification from our domain to any email address you specify, giving you an easy way to, basically create an email notification when the agent decides to use this tool. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to connect the nodes together so that it's connected. The first step will always be the agent, and it will be the agent input. So the agent will give input for the different variables that it will define. Then the output is what we return to the agent and what it can reference during the rest of that conversation. Now, like I said, we're going to do multiple steps. So actually, before doing this, I'm going to click on the line and press OK to disconnect it. And I'm going to add an additional step. In this case, I want to do a Slack notification as well. Now, in a real world scenario, this might be a little bit overkill. But again, I want to showcase you that the notify a human. But again, I want to showcase that a flow can have multiple steps. In reality, I might add a step here that logs it to my CRM or a Google Sheet to keep track of when the agent escalated to a human. All right, now I'm going to connect these together. And now the order will be the agent will decide to use the tool. It will send the email notification. It will send the message on Slack and it will return whatever output we map. All right. Now, clicking on send email, we're greeted with the different input fields we can determine for an agent. Now, an input field basically has three different options for what you can use. You can either map a previous step. In this case, nothing is showing because there is no previous step, only the agent input. You can type it in and hard code it, for example. or you can click on Add Agent Input. Now, as you can see, when pressing Add Agent Input, it gives you these accolades and then Agent Input 1. Now, this basically means that this will be filled out by the agent when using this tool. So it will fill it out before using the tool, and it will be replaced by the value the agent decides. So with the sender name example, it will fill out the sender name dynamically. So each time it runs it, it will be different based on the instructions you give the agent and based on the conversation the agent is having. Now, like I said, sender name, I might want to make this standard. So I will do FlowGent notification in this case. Notification. For the recipient email, I will use my email, because if the agent is going to notify a human, I want it to always notify me and no one else. If I want to include my team, I could do CC or BCC, and then the email subject. I will say human escalation. And again, I'm using a standard value because I do not want to have that be inserted dynamically. Now, the email content is a different story. For the email content, I do want to have the agent determine what the escalation is. I want it to give me a summary. So either I could say add agent input like this, or I could combine the two. So since I want the email to have a little bit more structure, I will type something like and then I will actually add another agent input here. And another agent input here. So now you can see the email content has issue, elaborate summary, the customer's name and their email, and it has some formatting as well, so it's not all one big text dump. Then I can select if I want it to be text only, and we'll set text only to true. Now we can either save or test the step. So in this case, I will test it, and what it will do is it will run this specific node for you to see what happens. Now, as you can see, the different agent inputs are displayed here because they're variables, so we can give them test values before running the test. So as you can see, agent input 3 was the issue, the other one was email, and the other one was name. So I'll just say test issue, and run test. And then you see it's testing, and you can see the response. So in this case, there were no errors, everything was completely fine, and it successfully sent the email to my email address. So let me actually pull that up for you. And as you can see, here is the email in my inbox right away with the values we gave it for the test. So now that we've confirmed that it's working, we're going to hit save and we're going to move to the next one. Now for the send a message, it's a little bit different and I'll go through it a little bit quicker. For this one, we have to select a connection. So inside of FlowGent, you can connect your different accounts, either with an API key or with an OAuth connection. If you have no connections or you want to add a new one, you can simply click here and follow the instructions. Select your account. It will dynamically load channels from Slack. I'll choose general. Now you have the different options to fill out. These are all Slack specific, so I won't go into them too much. And of course, they will depend on which integration you choose. Now, as you can see, you can only use agent input directly in the first step, but you can have previous agent input here as well. So we can use the issue, email, and the name here as well. And now we'll use the same values as we had in the email notification. I'll actually copy them over to just normal text. And then also what we could use is any sort of output we got from the last step. As you can see, there's different keys here that we can use. the data, who we send it to, the sender name, etc. So you can use data from the previous step in the next step. For now, I'm just going to keep it simple and copy over the different values. Again, we can hit test. As you can see, the message was sent successfully. And we hit save. So now that we have the multiple nodes set up, we have to look at the agent input node and the output node to finalize. So for the agent input node, we just have to give a little bit more input on what it means. So as you can see, again, we have agent input 3, 4, and 5. So as you remember, the issue, the now each of these agent inputs have a short description, so the agent knows exactly what each of these variables mean. We can hit save, and then the final node is the output schema, which again we can use for data from all the different steps. So in this case, I usually do data, and I'll use success. So you can change whatever you like. This is especially useful also if you have certain data you do not want the agent to have access to, so you can filter what it actually sees. You can hit save, and now we have built the tool. Now, if you return to agent, there's one final step I recommend you take, and that's actually go to the core instructions and explain when to use the tool. As you can see, you can type add to mention and link tools. So we can say, only use add notify a human when you do not know the answer to a I don't know. This is just an example. So if you do not know the answer to a billing related question, that's when the agent can notify us. Otherwise, all right, just an example. Else refer them to FlowGent AI /FAQ. We don't even have this page, but just for purposes, you can hit save. Now I'll just show you that the tool is working as well. So you hit save and finish. And then you click new chat. So I just said an example question that's not about billing. It's going to search its knowledge. It's probably not going to find much. And indeed, it's going to say, go to flowgent.ai/FAQ. Now I'm going to ask it a billing related question, and let's see what it does. It says, I can help you with that. And as you can see, since it knows it needs the name and the email, I will do that. And as you can see, the inputs are, the client wants to talk to a human for assistance with upgrading to the enterprise plan. It added my email and the name, and now it has notified me, and I already saw the Slack message. And as you can see, I now got the email with the issue it's mentioning, and then also the customer that talked about it. All right, this was an elaborate walkthrough of our Flow Builder. If you have any questions on the Flow Builder, you can always ask the bots inside of the platform as well.